What if the real turning point in the Russia-Ukraine war isn't happening on the battlefield, but in Washington, and in the way Donald Trump is selling peace to the world? Is this a bold diplomatic breakthrough, or a strategic surrender wrapped in a campaign slogan? As the war grinds into its exhausted phase, one fact is undeniable: Ukraine is bleeding. Cities shattered, infrastructure destroyed, millions displaced, and a generation traumatized. Russia, too, is paying a heavy price. Yet into this landscape of ruin, Trump steps forward with a simple promise: I will end the war in 24 hours. For many war-weary viewers, it sounds refreshing, even humane. But for his critics, especially inside NATO and among Western strategists, this so-called peace plan is not a path to stability. It is a gift to Vladimir Putin. From their perspective, Trump's approach is not driven by a carefully built diplomatic framework, but by political theater. He has never laid out, in concrete detail, what exact terms he would push on Kyiv, what guarantees he would demand from Moscow, or how he would enforce any deal. Instead, the outline is always the same: cut off or threaten to cut off aid, force Ukraine to negotiate from a weaker position, and accept an imperfect settlement. That imperfection, critics argue, is just a polite word for something far more dangerous: locking in Russian territorial gains achieved by force. And that is the core fear. If Putin walks away from this war with a slice of Ukraine and a frozen conflict on his terms, it sends a powerful message far beyond Eastern Europe: aggression works. You can redraw borders with tanks, hold out long enough, and eventually a major Western power will step in to make a deal that lets you keep much of what you took. For Trump's opponents, this is not peace, it is precedent. It is a signal to other strongmen, from Moscow to Beijing, that the cost-benefit calculation for war has just shifted in their favor. Then there is the question of alliances. NATO leaders do not see Ukraine only as a victim. They see it as a test. If the West fails to stand firm here, what will Poland, the Baltic states, or other frontline nations think the next time they feel threatened? Trump's history of attacking NATO, questioning defense commitments, and publicly scolding allies for not paying enough only deepens their anxiety. A Ukraine deal on Trump's terms could be read, especially in Eastern Europe, as the moment when American security guarantees became negotiable. Critics also question Trump's motives. Is he really chasing a durable peace for Ukrainians, or a dramatic headline for his campaign? Promising to end a major war in 24 hours is not the language of careful statecraft. It is the language of reality TV politics. For those who oppose him, it trivializes the complexity of a conflict that involves nuclear powers, centuries of history, and the entire architecture of European security. In the end, the divide is philosophical as much as it is political. Trump's camp argues for fast, transactional peace, even at the cost of principle. His critics argue that sacrificing principle today will invite larger, more catastrophic wars tomorrow. To them, his Ukraine peace is not a shield against future conflict, but a down payment on instability. So here is the question that cuts through all the slogans. Do you believe Trump's promised peace in Ukraine would truly protect the future of Europe and the international order? Or would it simply freeze a war on Putin's terms and teach the world that might still makes right?